going to tell us that we're live on YouTube.
Only because it's happened the last 2 times.
Yeah, man, we've had bad luck with that for sure.
Let's see. I can check.
Yeah, check for me real quick. I don't know why that happens almost every time. It's really silly. So I've got to get with our streaming.
I just got the notey. We're live on Facebook for sure.
Cool. So we're live for sure. Okay, let me.
Yep, we're live on YouTube as well, so we're good.
Perfect.
To go.
I'm gonna click refresh really quick then, and so I can get back in here without this thing on my screen that's loading to go live.
Okay. Un momento, por favor. Be back momentarily. Hopefully, we can get on with our pick here. Hope everybody's having a good morning. We are, because we get to make more picks.
There we go. Okay.
There it is. Hey,
back, man, I had to refresh 6 times. And then my microphone fell. Did you see that? Man, nothing is working for me, man. That's so
your microphone
bad.
Decided to take the morning off.
Oh, man. All right. So it's funny that we open this up. This is the slowest draft in fantasy football history. I almost 100%.
Now I'm having technical difficulties. My stream chat ain't showing up, so I'm going to refresh too real fast.
Okay, cool. We'll see you again here in a second. Man, we are having some troubles. I have to get with the company that we're streaming with. If they can't get it together, we may have to leave them. I'm not about that. They're messing up our streams with this technology, so I'll leave them and go somewhere else if I have to. Anyways, so here's the deal. This is
the absolute. I know better.
Hold on, man. This is the slowest draft in fantasy football history. It's finally our turn. We went all day yesterday. The draft started at like 8 a.m. our time and ended at, I think the last pick was made close to 11 p.m. And we still didn't get to pick. Like it took that long. So here's the deal. James says, guys been on the clock for hours now. So that's not true. We've been on the clock now for maybe 40 minutes, Kyle. What is it?
40 minutes. Yeah.
40 minutes. So
39 minutes and 10 seconds, actually.
Okay. So near 40 minutes. Now, guys, let me draw you a picture here, okay? I took my son, my 14-month-old son, to swim class this morning, and I was still across town, just leaving swim class, or I was in swim class still when our turn came up. I was able to get him changed, run to go pick up flowers for my wife for Mother's Day, and make it home and hop on here and get our stuff ready. And it's still only been 40 minutes. And we're going to make our pick within probably 45 minutes with all of that going on. And other guys are taking like 3 hours per pick. It's wild, guys, how long it's taking. And I got all that done in like 45 minutes. Okay.
Credit where it's due, though. James doesn't slack off when it's his turn.
Oh, yeah. James does not. He's
messing with us.
Because here's the deal, guys. It's called planning ahead, right? When it comes your turn, you should pretty much know who you want. And it's like these other guys aren't doing it. And it blows my mind. It's like they have no plan. They don't do any research until it's their turn. And then they're like, oh, crap, it's our turn. We should probably do some research. I don't know what's going on. The football therapist over on Instagram says people take a long time to pick in this type of dress. Haha. Yeah, but it's like excessive. Like I've never been. We just went through a dynasty draft with Tom this last week, and it took about 4 days for the full thing, probably. And we thought that took a long time. This one, we're like on our 4th day here, and we're just about to start round 4. Like this is insane.
Yeah, like. That one took 4 days for the whole thing, and that was with people trying to trade for every pick when it went on the clock.
Yeah, that's with trading. This one doesn't even have pick trading, so there's no reason why it should be taking this long. But
it was 10-team, 25 rounds. This is 16, 26. This is going to take a month to finish.
Yeah. Now, whereas the only frustrating part is that I'm just anxious to pick. It's not really that annoying that it's taking that long because it's making for good conversation with guys. We're getting to know them better. It's pretty fun. We have months until the NFL starts, and fantasy actually starts up. So it's nice to have this filler and actually getting to talk a lot of this football. But gosh, you just get so anxious, and then it's so hard to sit there. I mean, think about when you're on like a single, like 2 minute per pick redraft or something, right? And it's hard to sit there and watch your guys that you want disappear, every pick in front of you. And then now imagine that drug out over 2 days where there's 30 picks in front of you and you're just watching everyone you want disappear off of the board. Guys, it is stressful. It makes you anxious. It makes you sad.
Roller coaster of emotions.
It is a roller coaster of emotions for sure. Okay, so with all that being said, let's finally get to our pick here, our first pick. Remember, we're at draft position 15 out of 16, so we don't have the back-to-back. So let's pull up the draft room here and kind of see how this has been going here. Okay, let's go ahead and make our pick really quick, and then we'll kind of recap and see why we made that pick. Okay, so me and Kyle have been talking while I was driving around this morning because planning ahead. But really, we made this plan. We made this plan last night, and then we just reiterated it this morning, essentially. We're going to come over here to wide receiver. So far, we have a running back and a top tight end, and this is a one running back league, like one starting running back, with exception to maybe a flex. Yeah. So we need to grab a wide receiver here. It's what, 3 wide receivers, Kyle? Or is it 2 wide receivers and a flex? Two wide receivers and a flex. So we need a top wide receiver here. And so let's click over here to wide receiver, and these are our top ones available. Starting with Mike Evans, Julio Jones, Kenny Galladay, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Cooper Kupp. Okay, so we're going to rule out Julio Jones because he's old, right? And this is a dynasty league, so we don't want to jump to that. Kenny Galladay is now with the Giants, and we're just better than that. Okay, so that kind of brings us between Mike Evans and Amari Cooper. But guys, your boy Amari Cooper is there, and we are big Dallas Cowboy fans, so we're going with Amari Cooper here.
Yeah,
so
Cooper's a top 5 guy when Dak's healthy, so.
Absolutely. He's big time. With Dak back, it's going to be sick. And CD on the other side to open him up. Not really a tight end threat there. So, guys, that's a sick pick right there. We are ecstatic to get Amari Cooper right there. Let's kind of look at the beginning of his year last year. This is how he started off with Dak. First 4 games, 18.1, 16, 17.6, and 33.4. Guys, those are good numbers. But then even when he went to trash quarterback play, that first one was 4.1, but even then, 20.9, 15.5, 1.5, not good. But again, trash quarterback play, and he still did good. He finished at the number 15 overall PPR wide receiver, and that's with some really low-scoring games. He had a 2.3, a 1.5, and a 4.1. I mean, when he tanked big time with trash quarterback play. And so even with those 3 super, super low games, he still finished at the number 15 overall wide receiver, number 44 overall PPR player. So, and this is at round 3, pick 15. Kyle, what pick did we determine that is? That's
which one? I was typing out
what pick 40. What pick was this? 48?
47.
47. This was pick 47. So we're getting him pretty good. What was his? I just missed what his ADP was in here. But let's go
like 50 something.
Yeah.
He was between Galladay and Jeudy there. On that list.
Let's come over here to Fantasy Pros. Let's look at their dynasty rankings really quick. I was looking at these earlier. We'll just go on their overall, and we'll kind of scroll down here. Sorry. So Amari Cooper is at their number 38 overall player there, and so yeah, I think that we got a good value there, if not a great value. we got him right around his ADP. So we didn't reach for him by any means. We got him about where he was supposed to go. So, Kyle, let's kind of go back and kind of talk about how we got to this pick. I think last time we talked about this was, right after we had picked Kittle and maybe Lamb went or something. I think we left off that long ago in this draft.
I think Lamb was picked last time we were on stream because we ended up waiting overnight for the Mahomes pick.
Yep. Hey, real quick before we get into this really quick, James says Amari Cooper, only 26. He's the same age as Ridley. Correct. He's not old. He's still at a young age, which is crazy because it seems like Amari Cooper has been around a lot longer than that for some reason. But he hasn't. He's still young. And in defense,
well, I think he entered the league really young, though. I think.
Oh yeah, I think so. So that's a good observation right there too, because in my mind, Calvin Ridley is younger than that because he's been relevant for, Amari Cooper's been relevant for a long time, whereas Calvin Ridley hasn't been relevant as long. So in my mind, Ridley is younger and Amari Cooper is older, but they're ended up being the same age. That's a good observation, James. Appreciate that. So sorry, didn't want to get off. Also, James is the Omaha FF captain at Omaha FF captain on Instagram. So, he's a really new page, but really knowledgeable on stuff. He's in this league. He's in 2 of our other leagues, all of our dynasty leagues. We liked him. He's a great guy. Puts out good content. So go check him out. You'll see and hear a lot about him and from him, from us for years to come with him being on Dynasty. So get used to that. So go check him out at Omaha FF Captain on Instagram. We'll tag him.
Got us a hashtag team up here.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Cool, Kyle. Okay, let's start this recap that we promised everybody here.
Yeah. First of all, I got to mess with our buddy Akash here because the last 2 nights he ended on the clock and made us wait until the next morning.
Yeah. Akash is a really smart guy, but there's no planning ahead there.
I think his co-owner goes to bed at 8 o'clock at night or something, and so they can never get a pick off before bedtime.
Yeah. It's rough.
But now, so his pick yesterday was Mahomes yesterday morning, which to me was a little shocking to see quarterbacks start to go so early.
Same.
In a league that doesn't really emphasize the quarterback with only 4-point touchdown passes. The other one we did with Fantasy Football State of Mind here was 5 points. I know most of the ones we do are traditionally 6-point passing touchdowns, and they still don't really go this early. So it was a little bit shocking to see that pick quite so early. And you'll see another quarterback didn't go to the middle of the next round. But you can see Diggs right here. He fell a little bit further than usual. I blame the Gibson in the first round pick for that.
Yeah, I blame the Gibson, the Harris, and even maybe the Dobbins and the Mahomes pick. Those kind of all allowed Diggs to somehow drop to Smitty.
Well, and I
in the second round to give him Metcalf Diggs.
I love CeeDee Lamb to death.
Gross.
But I don't think he should have went ahead of Diggs either, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think Diggs should have gone here way before that. Yeah. I think Diggs should have gone easily first round. I don't know how he made it back to the 5th pick of the second round in here. That's wild to me. Yep.
Yeah.
So now Smitty over at the Fantasy Football Show has Metcalf and Diggs to start off, and that's disgusting. There's no way he should have gotten that. Not that he wasn't going to get good talent still there anyways, but those are 2 of the top wide receivers in Dynasty, and he just snagged both of them. So that's kind of sick.
Yeah, for me, he's my number 2. It's Hill, Diggs, and then Brown, Metcalf for me is my top 4. Like, I don't know. I thought he was very fortunate. Kind of
He got really lucky on that. I agree.
unlucky for the rest of us kind of deal.
Yep.
And I know he was really excited in the chat last night that he got this Diggs Allen stack there too. He got his quarterback.
Oh yeah, he should be proud of that. That's pretty good. So also, if you're over on Instagram, if you want to see Kyle and our screen share, we are over on YouTube, and you can click the link in our bio to get there, or go to watch.boombustfantasy.football, and that'll also take you there, and you can see our screen share, and you can see and hear Kyle over there. So I just kind of do this for an extra place for people to comment and kind of listen and kind of get to know us a little bit. But if you want to hear Kyle or see our screen share, hop on over there, and you can join us in that conversation too. So cool. So, okay, Kyle, let's keep going here.
Yeah. So then I wasn't surprised to see Kelsey and Waller go here pretty quickly after our Kittle pick.
Yep.
And also very quickly together. Once Kelsey went, you expect Waller to go real quick because somebody's going to be like, oh, crap, I got to get one of these tight ends or I'm just going to be struggling, Well,
we talked about that. We knew if we took tight end here, I said that's going to put the heat on these other teams to feel like they also have to get one of these top tight ends because once someone takes one, they drop like dominoes, they just tink, tink, tink because there's a lot of pressure there. And it just kind of proves the point that we were making the other day when we took Kittle, that having that one of those top tight ends is super important. It's such an advantage at that position in these leagues. And with Dynasty, it's year after year. Now we've got that advantage for years, and so you don't get a chance to do it over again and take one earlier next season. Right. So, it really puts the pressure on. Now, I can't really blame people for taking Lamb, Mahomes, Diggs, and Elliott before. I think I can, maybe Mahomes. I still don't think that's good, other than he wanted to team him up, obviously, with Hill, which I think is kind of cool too. So, but I don't know. I don't know that I could have made those picks. Diggs, I think I could have made Diggs over a tight end. Maybe I could understand that.
Well, we were actually looking at whether we wanted Diggs or Kittle.
Yeah, I almost cried over it. Like, I was so stressed out about it. I couldn't decide which one. If there was pick trading, we would have given so much to be able to move up and have those three. Swift, Kittle, and Diggs would have been my ideal there.
Would have been our dream team.
But then again, so would have everyone else. Everyone else also would have been trying to trade up too. And this draft would have it's already at a snail's pace. It's already so freaking slow.
It would have never ended if
we would still be in the first round right now if there was pick trading in here. I'm fairly convinced. And so I'm kind of glad we didn't let pick trading go on because poor Akash would still be on his first round, I swear. So all right. So we saw these tight ends starting to go with Kelsey, Waller there, and then of course Elliott and Jones went in between there too. And so Fantasy Detectives has Gibson and Elliott, which is pretty good. And they even admitted that Elliott was a thought on the first round, and then they were able to turn around and get him on the second round. The draft's just deep. People are going these younger players and stuff. Getting Aaron Jones at the 2-8 to team up with Harris is pretty sick. That team's looking pretty good too. That's a good running back and then flex option right there. And then going back to these teams that took the tight ends, Jefferson, Kelsey, sick. Chubb, Waller, pretty good. So
totally. And he got Murray too, which is kind of one of our guys.
Yeah.
So I like the way that team's looking so far.
Yep. Okay, after Waller, Kyle, let's keep this rolling here.
So then, it kind of goes about how you'd expect there for a little while. Hopkins, Ridley, Edwards, and Mixon. Now the fantasy feud here has gone 3 wide receivers. In the next round, they grabbed Godwin. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, they're Brown, Hopkins, Godwin.
Yeah, they're going 0 running back, it looks like, which is so tough.
Yeah, that 0 running back. But also going back to the fantasy football show, he's doing the same. He's got that 0 running back with Metcalf, Diggs, and then he picked Allen in his third. So
yeah, why not take one of the top quarterbacks over, a third tier running back there. Like it makes sense once you're that deep.
Yep.
But,
And then, so James over here brought up a good point here. Going back to when we were talking about a run, he said starting a run is nice when you wait almost 30 picks before your turn again. Yes, that's very true. That was kind of a strategy. We were like, hey, we need to start this run to leave some of these skill positions. Let's kick off a tight end run here to make sure we get a top tight end, and then to force other people to start taking tight ends and at least push back a couple of these skill positions for us to get.
That's how we got Cooper.
That's how I think we got Cooper. I think we forced a couple tight end picks in there.
You didn't see the run pop off quite as quickly on quarterbacks the same way either.
Yeah, I was hoping that quarterback run went, but again, there was enough time for a couple to be taken. It pushed back some of those skill positions, but yeah. So sorry to pop in there, Kyle. I just wanted to see that one was still kind of relevant there. I just saw his comment. So
totally
cool.
But yeah, you see a couple more running backs go, but then Omaha actually jumped in there and grabbed Jamar Chase, which I don't hate the pick. It's just a little earlier than I think I would have taken him.
Yeah.
Like if it was me, I would have rather had either Etienne or Eckler there and waited for Chase in the next one.
Correct. Because he would have dropped, I think. But I don't think anyone was going to pop on that.
But like Williams, another rookie player, I don't hate that pick either. Like I think he's got.
No, I think that's a good pick.
He's got two of the best rookies he could get, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, and it's mostly just personal preference. I would have rather had Eckler and then maybe grab Chase.
I would have loved to have Eckler, right there to go with Barkley.
Even if Chase wasn't there on the turnaround, you grab McLaurin, who went right after, and I'd have been really happy with that too. That would have been what I would have done, but I'm not saying what he did was bad by any means. He's going to be set up for a while with those two still.
What is the one thing we've been saying, especially in this draft, is if you got someone you want, even if you're having to reach just a little bit, you take your guy while you can. You have to. I mean, because you got 30 picks in between you and them, the odds of them still being there on your next pick are slim to none. Yeah. So if you have to reach just a little bit, so you see that effect happening in here. I mean, multiple teams are kind of falling victim to it.
James makes a good point though over here on Insta, saying he thinks Dom would have taken him, and I agree because he loved him in the other league draft that we did.
Yep, a little insight there. We have a little insight on Dom because of playing that already seeing him draft once. So yeah, I think you're actually right, Omaha. I think
do 100% agree with that. If you wanted him, you had to take him there. I didn't feel as strongly about him as you did, but it's personal preference. It's not a bad pick at all.
But if I'm being honest, I would have rather Dom have McCaffrey and Chase than McCaffrey and Eckler.
Yeah,
I'm scared to death of that. If I'm being honest, that's gross. That's looking way too strong. So
especially that late like that he got Eckler kind of messed up.
Yeah. And then on the turn, being able to pick up Michael Thomas, his team is looking pretty gross.
Omaha wanted to be spicy. He wanted to take a chance.
Hey, man, you do you. I like that. I mean,
it's not a bad pick.
It's here's the deal too: is we're playing these different leagues. They all have different rules. We're in so many different types of leagues and stuff. And if you play the same strategy every time and don't try out different things, then you're not going to learn what works. And me and Kyle have had this discussion. This is only these last two dynasty leagues, Dom's two leagues here with Fantasy Football State of Mind, are the only two leagues we've ever done together. And so we are actually taking different approaches than what individually we would take in other leagues that we play in. So we're playing a little bit different strategy. And even from this league and the other league that we just drafted for last week, they're different strategies. Mm-hmm. And so you got to try those different strategies out. And that's why we like to come on here and talk through what we're doing and why we're doing it, because they're just different strategies. Again, whether it's PPR, half PPR, tiered PPR, dynasty, how many teams are in the draft, all that comes into what draft position you prefer during the draft. Because in the other one, we wanted early. In this one, we wanted late because of the amount of teams that are in there.
Yeah.
And so there's just different strategies to each kind, just depending on the situations. And it's totally situational. Dom was posting the draft of the first round and stuff, and where people are posting, these pages are posting how this draft is going, and people are coming on and commenting, saying like, are you crazy? Like, I would dominate you guys. Like, should we take you serious? Blah, blah, blah. But then they don't even realize, like, because then they realize it's a 16 team PPR dynasty league, and then and that changes things. And then they're like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense, because there's just different strategy to that. So
yeah. And then
yeah,
he says, curious to see which one of you two take a tight end at the second pick in the other league we have yet to draft. Probably both of us, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I have the number 1 overall pick. If one falls to 20, probably going to take them.
Yeah. No, I would also at my second pick probably take a tight end. In our 2-keeper redraft league there, I have Kelsey in there, and I'm keeping Kelsey over like a Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler. I'm probably keeping Derrick Henry and Travis Kelsey, just because there's just such an advantage there. And I can't tell you how many weeks I won based off of just having Travis Kelsey on my team. Just having that top tight end is sick. And Kyle, did you have Kittle at one point in that league? And
yeah, I haven't done my keeper vid yet, but because we ended up doing these.
But did you have Kittle at one point during that? Or no?
I still have Kittle on my roster.
If you had him during the season, it would have been totally different.
I traded for him.
If he wasn't hurt.
I traded for him after he got hurt, thinking, oh, there's a good keeper.
Oh, right, after he got hurt. Okay. Well, whoever would have had him on their team would have had a better season had he not gotten hurt. That's the point, is having a top tight end just helps you. The other guy,
for him after he got hurt, and now I got to pick between him and Cam, which is weird. But
I had Kelsey, and the other guy in the championship had Waller. If that tells you how that went, you could tell the teams that had the best tight ends because they were at the top. Because it's just a week in, week out, you have that advantage. So, okay, I think I've harped on that enough through the last week, probably. But that's my defense. That's the strategy there. So, I think that answers the question there, Omaha, that I think tight ends in our other dynasty will also probably go. So if you want one, probably take them with your first pick, first round, to make sure you get a tight end, because otherwise we're snatching them up. So
honestly, Kelsey,
number 1 overall, Omaha takes Kelsey.
I don't expect Kelsey or Kittle to make it to me at 20 in that league, if I'm being honest.
Nah, they won't. I agree.
I might be able to get Waller. I'm not sure I'm as high on him as the other two, but we'll see what happens. You never know what'll happen. If nobody else takes one but you, then I'm set up pretty, right?
Yep.
But all 3 of them could go before I even pick again in the second round. And then, okay, so suddenly another good running back has fallen to me or something.
Right. Omaha makes another good point. Tebow, first round. I mean, it's the comeback, baby. He has risen. He is
John 3:16.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was kind of blasphemous. I shouldn't make that joke.
It's like it's what, Easter 2.0? Is that?
Yeah. I probably won't. I take that joke back. I make inappropriate jokes all the time. It's just me. So
are you scared of lightning or something? Like,
yeah, dude, I am scared of lightning. Yeah, I am. I'll burst in a flame or get struck by lightning or something. All right. So let's keep going through this. We had Michael Thomas on the turn from Dom. He's got a sick lineup going. Next was Keenan Allen. I'm liking that team there pretty good too.
Yeah, I like that team a lot. I tell you what surprised me a little bit in this round, to see Michael Thomas and Keenan Allen both go before McLaurin or Robinson
or Godwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Was kind of surprised by that, but I mean, like, everybody has different strategies and they all value you guys differently. That's what makes this so fun.
Yep.
But we talked about how you got a couple of these 0 running back teams over here. We got the opposite with Showtime Cadets. He went 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds.
Now, in his defense, on accident. Come to find out, he wasn't paying attention to the rules, even though we were told multiple times, familiarize yourself with everything in the league, the rules, the scoring, the lineup. And until after that pick, he was like, oh crap, we only start one running back. Like, I didn't realize. And so immediately regretted that pick, which I don't blame him. But not the point.
I don't blame him because it's Montgomery, but I also don't blame him because he took a wrong position. I think like he can only play another one at flex. Now,
yeah, I mean,
he's already drafted a bench player versus another starter.
Right. But also, and it's like a lot of people said in the chat there, it's possible that that's trade. There's trade value there for
Totally.
one of these that are going no quarterback. You know, there's going to be some trade value. He won't get a 3.5 value for him, probably, but he'll get something out of it. So not too much to worry about there. I don't think. I think he'll be okay. But
yeah, I think so
immediate
too.
regret, and then wanted to come in, and he messed up when he messaged everyone and said, "Is there a way that I can undo this and get Ayuk instead?" He messed up. He shouldn't have said who he wanted, and because the first person to respond was Akash down here, who wanted Ayuk, and he was the first to come on and say like, sorry, bro, that's tough." Like, and I don't blame him because that's who he wanted. So why would he undo and let him go that? Like, he should have said, guys, I'd like to redo that, because who knows? Maybe he wanted like Moore or Cooper or maybe even Pitts. If he just would have left that alone and not said who he was going to take, because I wanted Ayuk too. So my immediate thought was, I'm not going to let you take the guy I'm hoping will drop to us. So sorry, man. Looks like that's tough. You should have read the rules. He said multiple times to do it. So, yeah, I think they kind of messed up by just saying who they would rather have instead. Otherwise, I think it would have been maybe okay. But
I don't know, man. Akash, I think he was looking at Ayuk the whole time anyway. So
no, that's what I'm saying. That's why if Showtime Cadets wouldn't have said that they wanted Ayuk, then he would have.
Yeah. I lost your audio.
Oh man, yeah, I cut out completely.
Oh, you're back. I can hear you again. What happened?
Dude, my computer completely flashed on me. I think I got to buy a new computer.
That was weird.
Yeah, because it disconnected all my stuff. You hearing me good now, though?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Cool. You just cut out for a few seconds there. It was weird. But you're back. So let's
both my screens shut down and my headphones went off. So
that's weird.
Anyways.
All right, so let's keep rolling. I know we saw once we kind of saw Robinson and Godwin go was when we started talking like, okay, we're looking at basically Ayuk and Cooper left that we really, really wanted.
Or DJ Moore. I mean, Moore's also a good pickup.
Moore would have been good, but I know those other two were at the top of our list.
Right.
So we were kind of fingers crossed, and we got pretty lucky. Murray, I like that pick. Pitts, I think that's a really good pick.
Yep.
Honestly, if Pitts fell to our pick, we probably would have ended up taking him just to pair with Kittle. Even.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. If Pitts was going to fall to us, then we had discussed taking Pitts there, because why not? You need a flex, and it's an advantage. Not only an advantage for us, but a disadvantage to everyone else. And then eventually maybe someone gets desperate for tight end and you get some really good trade value out of that. But probably would have traded Kittle before Pitts, depending on how the season was going, because I would have held on to him for a few weeks, seeing how Pitts actually did and developed and stuff, and then see what his trade value is at that point. But again, I know I've talked multiple times about the advantage it gives you, but it's the disadvantage that everyone else has. So if you hoard those tight ends, which I've done in leagues before, I've hoarded tight ends, taking Kittle and Kelsey. It's a disadvantage to everyone else. I mean, so not only are you helping yourself, but you're hurting everyone else. So
you have done that in leagues we compete against each other, and I hate you for it.
It's dirty, man. It's kind of a dirty tactic.
He always does it right before it's my pick, and he knows I'm fixing to take him.
Yeah, it's dirty. It's really dirty.
It's pretty rough. And then Caruso there took Carson, which makes sense. He needed a running back.
Yep. And that's a
DJ
good
Moore,
value right there, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so too.
How old is Carson? 27? 26. Oh, even better.
Yeah. DJ Moore, good pick. Josh
Yep.
Allen talked about Smitty and his Diggs Allen stack.
Yeah, he's got Diggs Allen, and just like Akash has Mahomes Hill.
Yeah.
Talk about, I'm sorry, we got Akash in here, but really he is the representative for Just Ask Felix.
He is.
So
he's the one that is drafting for them. He still consults with Felix, but he's
their like main content creator or something like that. So just know that that's Just Ask Felix is the page that's for. So shout out to Just Ask Felix there. We keep saying Akash, but he's kind of representing them there. Just FYI.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh, did anyone tell FFX Factor that they're on the clock?
Yeah, I did earlier.
Boom. Nailed it.
That's why I didn't hear your question when you asked me earlier, because I was typing that out.
Perfect. I just wanted to make sure that someone let them know.
But yeah, Akash there, he's got Mahomes Hill stack, and then he threw Ayuk on there. Like that's looking pretty good for him. Yeah. I like that. Therapist took Higgins. I'm not big on Higgins.
Dude, I'm
Chase there now like I was before, but he's still a talented kid. Like that's not a terrible pick still.
No, I
think Boyd's going to be the one that suffers most. I think Higgins and Chase are going to be their duo for a long time.
I mean, they got Higgins, Chase, Boyd. Even Auden Tate's decent talent. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like they've got some serious talent at wide receiver now, which I think will also benefit Mixon.
100%.
But I think Higgins and Chase are going to be the ones to look out for there. I really see Boyd kind of becoming the Michael Gallup of that offense, kind of, like in Dallas.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, I mean, that's just my opinion, but I don't hate the Higgins pick. He's not for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Coming back over here, James with Omaha FF Captain says, the stacks are nice, but RB is getting thin fast. 100% agree. Dude, those wide receivers the running backs are so thin. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going the no running back approach, or they're looking for something that's just manageable this year and pick up a rookie next year or something. Not sure what exactly they're going to do, but with one starting running back in the lineup, I think it's just their strategy right now. So let's see the football therapist.
Yeah.
He says, think Higgins is being undervalued, 160 vacated targets, no tight ends to look for. Chase will see the cornerback one. Team will pass 35 to 40 times. Also went with my team construction. Yeah, totally I think that's super fair.
Yeah, I totally agree with all that. And that kind of lines up with what we were saying too. Like, I don't think Higgins is going to suffer that much from Chase, it looks like Omaha kind of agrees. Like, Boyd's going to be the one that loses targets.
I agree. Okay, so I see Chase like Lamb, Higgins like Cooper, and Boyd like Gallup. Yes. No, I totally agree. I think that's why the multiple mouths to feed, in my opinion, is not a good argument. You look at Tampa Bay and you look at Evans, Godwin, Gronk, Antonio Brown. To me, that does not cut the value of these players because it opens them up more. Because you've got to cover all these people at the same time. If you have one good wide receiver, then you just stick your best corner on him the whole time. Maybe they double team him the whole time. I think adding CeeDee Lamb opened up Amari Cooper more. I think adding Chase is going to open up Higgins more. I think that when they complement each other and in a high passing team, of course it doesn't matter on like Baltimore or something. They're not throwing.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. It totally depends on the offense you're in as well as, like you were getting into there, like Baltimore, you can't feed three receivers in Baltimore, but in Dallas and Tampa Bay and what looks like they're moving towards there in Cincinnati, like, yeah, totally. You can.
Yeah, okay, but we just had probably the best point brought up here by Omaha with a good QB. Let's put an asterisk there. With a good QB, the Giants won't be able to do this. Yeah. Daniel Jones isn't going to be able to spread the ball around enough to. It doesn't matter how many good wide receivers you have, right? That's funny.
That is funny.
I like that a lot.
Hey, football therapist, we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate
Thanks a
you,
lot.
football therapist. You put out good content too, buddy. So keep it up. Excited to be in this league with you. Feel very blessed and very privileged to be in here with you guys. Thanks for subscribing, man. Cool. So yeah, I don't think Higgins is a bad pick there. I think it's complimentary to have multiple mouths to feed in a place. It opens up these wide receivers more. And then you've got a good quarterback like Burrow. It's just, you can't beat a deal like that. Let's see. Higgins last year was the number 28 PPR. And let's face it, like
Burrow
he didn't have
hurt.
Burrow. Yeah, Burrow got hurt. When did Burrow get hurt? You remember?
I don't remember.
We could figure it out pretty quick. Let's see. Burrow got hurt in week 11.
Well, it was a little bit later than I thought.
Yeah, me too. So Higgins, let's look at him from like week 11 because we'll start it there. Yeah, that's the column I'm looking at. Yeah, I mean, it took a hit. That's when he took his hit. 5-6. I mean, the 15 and the 10, whatever, but that 9.9. That's when he had his lowest games. Was in that stretch easy.
Yeah, he was looking really good until then.
And he missed week 1. He didn't have any stats week 1, so he was zeroed out there. Must have been injured or something. So, dang. So missed a game. Played with some backup trash quarterback play and still finished that high. I think that's looking pretty good. I guess I didn't realize he was a Clemson guy. So I guess, dang. Nice. Okay. I think that's a good pick. Higgins talented.
I do too.
I just don't have a personal preference for him. You know what I mean? Like I do Coop.
I'd rather have Cooper because I'm a fan of the Cowboys, right? Like that's 100%. One thing we've always done. We've always been more prone to pick guys that we like to watch play.
Totally.
I've always been that way. I hate having Eagles on my team.
Having Eagles on the team is the absolute worst. I'm just looking here at Ayuk and why we were so high on him. First of all, Arizona State. I'm an Arizona State fan now. My wife graduated from Arizona State. We travel around and try to watch some games for Arizona State. Pac-12's a fun league to throw up the fork, man. I fork them. So I like him. But Ayuk, man, he can put up some games now. Look at these. He can put up numbers. Finished number 35, and he missed multiple games. Throughout the season.
I like Ayuk a lot. We got him in the other draft.
I'm excited to have Ayuk. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be really good for a long time.
Yep. Another keeper option for me. Oh no, I traded him away, didn't I? I didn't get him. No, I just didn't. That's a whole other thing in that other. Yeah. So, that's kind of where we're at right now. In this, we were hoping that X Factor here would be able, FFX Factor would be able to hop on here and make 2 picks really quick, and then we could show you our next pick. But
he still might. But let's go over what we think could happen and what we're looking at our next pick.
Yeah. Yep. We can do that. We can spend some time doing that. Okay. So he's got he's got Henry and Adams, both kind of a little bit older, not the youngest. So do we think he goes with someone younger in his next one, a little bit more dynasty?
I could see him wanting to hit someone really youthful here with at least one of them.
Yeah, because with the back-to-back, you can make picks like that a little bit easier, I feel like.
Right, and he's got to wait so long before he picks again. I could see a quarterback. I could see like a Justin Herbert maybe.
Yep. I don't think there's any tight ends here he would take.
No, I don't think he would take any tight ends here. I could totally see a Herbert. Maybe a Bateman if he's just really high on him. If he wants a rookie receiver. Who else?
I don't see him taking Joe Burrow.
Being the co-owner. It's really weird being the co-owner because I can't pull up. Like you have that list of players there. I can't pull that up on my end. So
just tell me where you want me to go, and I'm
having to read down your list there as you're going.
Hopefully, he takes Deshaun Watson. That's a really good dynasty pickup, buddy.
Fingers crossed.
Right.
No,
right.
I could see Herbert probably being a pick here.
I could see a Lamar Jackson, I suppose. Herbert is big time. I don't know why Herbert on Dynasty is this low.
I don't either.
Herbert has easily been the fourth off the board on this, so I don't know why he's so low, because Herbert he's great. I mean, he did great.
Oh, your audio just messed up again.
I don't know why that keeps happening.
It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, my computer is not like me right now. That's strange.
Luckily,
you can still hear me now, right, though?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It just happens for like a couple seconds. And like that time, it didn't just cut out. We got like a little remix. It was
yeah.
And
cool,
then
cool.
It went out.
So while we're talking about X Factor here, the football therapist says he got a win now build, so he should go with someone who can make an immediate impact.
I agree. With Herbert, he kind of gets both, right? Herbert can come in and make an immediate impact, but he's also super young. 100%. He's the youngest of what's left.
Right. That's why I was thinking like a Lamar Jackson or Herbert, but probably Herbert first, because he's young and does make that immediate impact. I totally agree. Moving down that list and going with someone like Russell Wilson wouldn't be smart.
No, that wouldn't be a good move here, I don't think.
He could take Aaron Rodgers to go with Adams. Maybe. Okay. So I could see him going a quarterback here.
I could see him wanting another running back, receive. Like, there's no tight ends, right? There's absolutely no shot he takes a tight end here.
No, I don't think he takes a tight end here. Just looking at who's there, I don't think Mark Andrews is going to be high enough on his list to take him here. I mean, Andrews and Hawkinson are probably easily, and I would maybe even throw Fant in there. This is easily the next tier, and then there's a huge drop off after that again. Actually, I think Dallas Goedert should be higher on this list. But what do I know? So I just don't think there's any
experts.
I just don't think there's tight end firepower enough to justify him taking one here.
No,
could be wrong, but it doesn't seem to be his style even. I think QB is probably there, and if I'm being honest, and if you're watching this X Factor, Herbert. It's probably this would make the most sense here.
It seems like Therapist and Omaha both agree he should take Tebow.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the consensus.
That's what I'm
maybe we should put a pull out of
should X Factor take Tebow?
Right. And my assessment is yes. Tebow.
Yeah. Multiple choice. A, yes. B, yes. C, all of the above.
Blink. Once for yes, twice for no.
Blink,
yes.
Blink.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. That's a South Park joke, guys. God. Okay. So he doesn't really need a running back. So I don't see him taking that. If he was to take another,
as they're disappearing, I could see him wanting to grab one more too.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to take that approach. I think he's going to go youthful.
I mean, his other running back is like the oldest one that was taken in that first round. That's the only thing that makes me think maybe he'll want a younger running back to pair with Henry. I could see,
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Like maybe
Sanders or Jacobs would probably.
The Sanders isn't going to go till the 20th round in this draft because he has become the meme of it, and I don't think anyone wants to be that guy right now.
He's totally the running joke here.
Yeah, or the running joke. Running back. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so
eventually someone's going to take the plunge because the value will just be too good. Even if he's only getting like first and second down runs between the 20s, that still is going to have value at a certain point.
this is a guy. So just looking at youthful and stuff, Josh Jacobs, the poor guy, his value has freaking tanked. He went from one of the best dynasty running backs you could get to just not worth jack because they brought in one running back. Man,
Yeah, they
poor
brought in a
guy.
crappy Kenyon Drake. Like, is Kenyon Drake that much of a threat that it just completely tanks Josh Jacobs?
What was it that
Maybe
Akash
this
said
year.
yesterday about the pickup of Kerryon Johnson? He said if Kerryon Johnson impacts Miles Sanders, Kerryon wasn't the problem. Meaning, like, that's a Miles Sanders problem. If Kerryon Johnson is hurting Miles Sanders that much, then that's a Miles Sanders problem. This kind of like is that kind of like if Kenyon Drake is hurting Josh Jacobs that bad, that's a Josh Jacobs problem, not a Kenyon Drake problem.
Well, to be fair, I've always thought Jacobs was a little bit of a product of just volume and a lack of other options.
Yeah,
He's
I'd
not.
agree.
He's not to me. He doesn't pass the eye test like some of these other running backs, workhorse
I
running
mean,
backs do.
look at those attempts 25, 27, 23, 31, 21. Like, he's getting volume like crazy, but those are the ones where he scores big. Like, when he's getting volume like that, he's scoring good points. Well, this one, he had 27 attempts and only had, 13 and a half PPR.
Yeah, give one of these other guys, like anybody taken in these first two rounds, give them 25 carries and see if they don't hit at least 20.
Right. Exactly.
And if he don't score, he doesn't chew up yards the same. If he don't score, he's not getting points like some of these
Like,
other guys. McCaffrey one time got me, 30 something points and he didn't even score.
right. Yep.
I mean, it's not fair to compare him to McCaffrey. I get that.
Right.
But
And
like
and
some
then
of
you
these
come
guys
here,
just
like this
chew
first
up
game, he had
yards.
25 rush attempts, he had 4 receptions, 6 targets, 3 touchdowns. So that's kind of an outlier. You know what I mean? The first game of the season. And his next highest game down here, he had 21 rushes, 2 touchdowns, 4 receptions. So it's just high volume, which isn't bad if they're going to keep giving him high volume, but
I
it's
think
also going to wear you down. And now they're not going to give him that kind of volume because of
no,
Drake. That's what they brought in Drake to take some of that off of him.
they brought in Drake so they could keep Jacobs around. I'm thinking probably around 15 carries a game, and keep him a little fresher. But Jacobs, they've been saying for the last 2 years, we're going to get him more passes. We got to get him more involved in the passing game. Well, now they got Drake. I think that's probably why they brought Drake in so they don't have to worry about it.
I mean, Drake doesn't do a lot of pass catching. I mean, look at this: 2 targets, 1 target. Like, not a lot when you compare to Josh Jacobs. I mean, he was getting 6, 3, 4. He gets way more targets than Kenyon Drake. 5. I mean, he was actually targeted in the passing game much more than Drake out at Arizona. So, I mean, he kind of does it all. I mean, run and catch there. So
it just seems
I
like
don't know.
they don't trust him 100%.
But it's seeming like that with every running back in every system. The only one who's not threatened like that is pretty much Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I take that back. I mean, the guys in the first round here, you got Henry, Kamara, Barkley, Cook, and McCaffrey are kind of the only ones that aren't really threatened per se.
Yeah.
And Mixon, which his backup is Samaje Perine, which is fantastic.
It's hilarious.
Since they were college teammates and they were complimentary to each other there.
It's kind of funny, actually, how that worked out.
Yeah. And I was about 30 yards as the bird flies from Samaje Perine when he broke the NCAA rushing record. Like, it was right there. He did it against Kansas.
I was about 30 miles.
Yeah.
I
sat in the rain in that game and toughed it out. And so that was totally worth it. Okay. So going back over here to what he was thinking or what he might be thinking.
I could see a Jacobs or Sanders maybe if he wants a young running back to pair with Henry.
Yeah.
But being the type of league this is, I could also see a wide receiver because we have seen a lot of wide receivers all of a sudden.
Also, what do we think about Myles Gaskin, though? Why do I not know that much about Myles Gaskin? I've been overlooking him completely, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I mean, he had a good year last year. Everybody's like, oh, they'll draft somebody or they'll
I
sign
mean,
somebody or whatever. But, like, to me, everybody assuming that, it kind of scares me into thinking, well, they don't necessarily trust him or see him as a long-term starter. So, if you draft him, you might get a starter this year, but then after that, are they going to draft somebody next year to take his place? Maybe.
right.
It's not like if you're in win now mode, like X Factor seems to be, like I think he's a good pickup for this year.
But long term now.
But for long term like dynasty value, I don't think it's there because I don't think they trust him as a long term starter on his own.
Doesn't look like it. He gets a lot of targets. Granted, this is with different quarterback play here. Let's see how he did. Now he still got a lot of targets down here with Tua and stuff too. So they actually target him a lot in the passing game.
Yeah.
But his points, like when you look at his fantasy points in PPR, I mean, he's average. He's fine. He does okay. He had this one big game here against Las Vegas, but
Yeah.
he did okay. He had
Yeah.
2 receiving touchdowns. 2 receiving touchdowns in that game. So he scored big there with 82 passing yards, 5 catches. I mean, that's 5 points just right there.
He's the kind of running back right now that you'll see someone like fantasy Feud
football
take, that's all receivers so far.
Yep. Someone who's gone the non-running back route will pick up a Gaskin coming up.
Yeah.
And that's a good, I mean, if that's your strategy and you want to top at the other positions, then really settling for Gaskin isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, totally.
But I could also see someone like a Michael Carter going here pretty soon too to one of those.
Carter, Sermon,
Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah. Well, not here. You won't
No,
see.
No, not this here. Early. I meant like maybe in here, 5 or 6 round. I
still think that's real early for him.
You think? I don't know, man. These guys like this youth. I'm just going off of what these guys seem to be doing. They like the youth on it. So
yeah, but he's so buried on the depth chart. Even though he's young, you still got to have some value. I mean, this early.
Totally, I agree with that. Well, I'm surprised X Factor hasn't made these picks yet.
So what do we got over here on receiver?
Man.
Yeah, okay. I figured he would have got on a pick by now too.
So if he's going to stick with the win now, Julio Jones is the pick. A little bit older, win now kind of approach. I mean, if he's going to stick with that, if he's just looking to not get kicked out after this year, not finish in the bottom for this year, go for it, my man. Like, I think that's a decent pickup there. I wonder how long someone like a Devontae Smith is going to be there. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was about to get into. If he's not wanting to grab like a Julio or a Mike Evans to just win immediately, grabbing a guy like
28 and 27. So
yeah. So if you scroll down there a little bit, looking at like Jalen Waddle, Chark, Devontae Smith, one of those guys would be really, really good to take here to pair with Adams.
Yeah, there's some good.
Get a lot younger. There's a lot of young, really good guys. Claypool, Bateman.
Oh yeah, Marshall. I could see
I could see one of those guys being paired up with Adams here.
Even a Deontay Johnson would be a good pickup.
I think like if I had to guess what he's going to go here, I think he'll grab one of these younger receivers and a quarterback.
That's my guess too. Yeah, I think
Mike Evans.
I think it's like the Herbert. Therapist said. I think it's going to be like the therapist said though. I think it's going to be like someone who can make an impact now. So young, but impact now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like Evans and Herbert, or
I think
Smith and
so.
Herbert, Devontae Smith and Herbert. I could see either one of those combos.
Yep. Yeah, I think Herbert's in there somewhere.
I think Herbert will be his quarterback pick here.
And honestly, I wouldn't blame him. I think this is if he wants a top quarterback, I guess it depends on what he wants. If he's worried about quarterback at all, then I think Herbert's probably the pick here.
Now, if this was my team and I'm picking here with what I've already got, Henry and Adams, I'm grabbing a running back and a receiver. I'm going to wait on quarterback if I'm
picking. Like a little bit younger quarterback and receiver.
Yeah.
Or you're probably looking at like Evans.
I would probably grab Evans. And then, I probably would grab Josh Jacobs here.
Yeah.
If I was his team.
How old is Kenyon Drake at this point? Do you know? 27. And Jacobs is 23. Also, Jacobs from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah. Shout out to Oklahoma.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You learn something every day.
Yeah. I don't remember. Maybe he's a Jinx or Broken Bow. I can't remember where Josh Jacobs is from.
Broken Arrow, probably.
Broken Arrow, I meant. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, not Broken Bow. I don't think they're very good. But
let's Josh Jacobs. Let's just have some fun with it. Where's his Wikipedia? Give me the
hit us with
Wikipedia.
McLean.
It says he's from Tulsa. Let's see. High school, McLean. So just in Tulsa, just to Tulsa.
I was gonna say, I think it said on that summary it was like a math and science school. So,
oh, interesting. So, cool, from Tulsa. Yeah, boy. Just like Kittles from Norman, like that.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yep. So, man, I am just so surprised this has taken so long on this turn right here.
Yeah, I really expected him to.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Come in here and make these picks real fast. See, this is what we were talking about, though. He wasn't even home. Yep. This guy's already taking longer than we took.
Yeah, I was across town in a swim lesson. Yeah, it's nuts.
It's
also,
it's kind of
my kid did really good today in his swim lesson. He had some fun. So he's been in a pool before, though. It's kind of an intro class, introducing the kiddos to the water and kind of being comfortable. He's been in a pool before. He loves the bathtub, so it's not really new to him.
He does love water.
Yeah. It's just a bit overwhelming when you're there with all the other babies and the other adults and stuff. Like, you could tell that threw him off. The first time the instructor came over to talk to him, like, he didn't care for that too much. But then once he got like comfortable with her, things were good. He had a good time. But the water was a little chilly near the end. His lips started getting a little purple. He was like shivering his lips. I felt so bad. So I told the instructor, I was like, I don't know that I like this. She's like, he's fine for now, but she's like, you can leave a little bit early after we do this last exercise. You can be one of the first ones out just to make sure. But she's like, he's fine, I promise. It's like, okay, well, you would know better than me, but
you're the expert.
I don't want him to be cold. Like,
I'm the panicking dad. You're the expert.
Yeah, like, this is my first and only child. Like, I'm probably going to be super careful about this,
See, I was about to go over here on Sleeper, and because I already let him know in the Instagram chat, I was going to tag him in Sleeper on the clock. James did it an hour ago.
Yeah, man, James is ready to move it along, and I don't blame him.
I am too. Like, I wanted to make both picks today, not just one. So,
yeah, I was hoping to do it all in the same video, but I don't know that that's going to happen.
Yeah, like, I didn't want to have to hop off then hop back on again, like, in 20 minutes. Because as soon as we get off, he'll jump on and pick, and then we look like
doing
idiots.
This all over again. Yeah, I know. That would be silly, but maybe that's what we have to do, man. So
it's pretty annoying.
I got I got other things to do. I don't know what's holding people up so much.
I really didn't think we'd be on here for an hour when we hopped on to make our pick, but here we are.
Yep.
It's a little frustrating. Like
Totally
it's a
agree.
weekend. You're not at work. At least I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, what are you, with family or something stupid? Come on. No.
I mean, come on. Put your kid down and make your pick. That's what you did.
Yeah, luckily my wife ended up being home when I got home from swim classes from her activities this morning. So yeah, I was gonna bring my kiddo here in a high chair, feed him breakfast while I was here, but didn't end up having to do that. So what a deal. And I think he's been put down for a nap now because we're going to Mother's Day late lunch here shortly. So he is now napping. Yeah, let's see. Omaha says, your guys, half of the draft seems to take longer, like yesterday after Fresh Fantasy. It zoomed. No, 100%. We have, right now, X Factor. Sometimes a therapist takes a little long. Akash and Smitty. Yeah, these are your ones that take a long time. Akash and Smitty, and they're back to back, and they take so long. So, yeah, those two take a long time. So. And now X Factor, I feel like we didn't have this problem last time on his, so something's just busy.
Pretty quick last time.
Our sample size is so low at this point, we don't really know. He's had one turn like that, so. Yeah. But you're right. That other part really zooms. I feel like everyone else, with the exception of the one holdup yesterday from the Candlestick Kids, that podcast, just because of Ryan Leaf. My gosh, just
I knew you mentioning therapist and the long picks wouldn't fly.
I know I did that because I figured he was still on here.
I was like, he didn't really take that long.
I know. I wanted to give him crap.
But he does have to wait on Smitty and a cop.
The amount of annoyance for poor therapy, he's going to need therapy after going after Smitty and Akash. Like,
yeah, it's
my gosh, that wait is the worst.
It's so much worse when it's the pick right before you.
When it's right before you, and when you're trying to plan and they just won't freaking go. Because then what sucks on that is it puts pressure on therapists to go faster because everyone's been waiting for so long to get things going that then it comes to him, and unfairly then people are like, great, now can we finally get rolling again? Yeah. And so it's kind of unfair pressure on therapists. But
we feel that pressure a little bit too. Like even we were 40 minutes into our clock when we picked earlier, and even that I'm like, I hate it. I don't want people.
I was stressing. Yeah, I didn't want people to wait much longer, for sure. But I'm gonna throw this comment up on screen really quick. Shout out to Smitty and Akash with Just Ask Felix for taking so long, and this is just to show you that everyone realizes it's you two holding us up. So
we're not the only ones.
Everyone realizes it, guys. Figure it out, plan ahead. Cool. I think we have to get off here and come back for a second.
Yeah, whether we do it today or we do it tomorrow with the next picks.
Gosh, yeah, we can do it tomorrow because
tomorrow maybe
we're not going to get to pick again probably until Monday. Probably, I bet we don't pick again until Monday. So
yeah, probably.
So we can maybe fill you in on our 4th round pick and maybe our 5th round on
5 and 6,
Monday.
Hopefully.
Yeah. This is the slowest draft in the world, guys. It's crazy.
It really is
crazy.
Like, I expected this group to move faster.
Yeah, and then we wait overnight for a pick like Mahomes in the 2nd round, and then we wait hours and hours for a pick like Josh Allen in the 3rd round. No, that's better than waiting overnight for Mahomes in the 2nd round was probably the most mind-boggling to me. I was like, we waited 12 hours for Mahomes to go? Like, Come on. Yeah, and the football therapist brings up a great thing. Mother's Day, this draft is going to be stalled. See you guys today.
We won't move through a bunch tomorrow at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's no excuse to me. My family knows. My mom plays fantasy football. She knows
Yeah.
that
We're doing this for our
this is
mother.
life. Yeah. And then my mother-in-law knows, and she very supportive, and she knows like this is life. So she knows because when we go to Christmas, we go visit out in New Mexico. We're with them on Christmas, and the finals, the fantasy finals week is always around that time. It won't be now with the 17 team week. It'll be after that. But every time we're out with the family, we're having a nice dinner or something, and I'm watching the championship matchup and stuff, and things are going on. She knows this is life. She's very forgiving. She's probably more forgiving than my wife about it, honestly. But because she's
I
also
started to
kind of
say
into
that,
it.
and I was like, I'm not gonna diss her like that.
I'm sure my wife is very just like, would you get off your phone? Like, no one cares about this. And my mother-in-law is like, how's your team doing? Are you winning? So very understanding. Mother's Day
Yeah.
will not hold me up. Had stuff last night. I was available all last night. We were out with our mom, with my in-laws in just a little bit today. Probably when our pick comes up again, it will probably be when I'm out there. I'll be able to make the pick. Kyle may have to get on here and stream alone, but only I can make the pick. It doesn't let the co-owner make the pick. So we'll be out at a nice restaurant with family and everything, and I will pop on and make that pick and not make you guys wait. So, yep, we promise.
I don't know if I'll pop on and just do the fourth pick real quick or just wait.
Yeah, we may just wait. Yeah, we'll see. So, anyways, let's get off here for now, and maybe we can stream, even if we come later tonight, and talk about how this is all going.
Well,
who knows?
Then we can mention our pick and anything that goes after, I guess.
Right. So. And it's fun to get these other guys on here and talk about it and stuff. Thank you guys for popping in the chat and talking with us. It makes it a lot of fun. That's what we like. We like chatting with you guys and stuff. So anyways, that's it for now. And hopefully, nope. Scratch it. The green light just came on X Factor.
Oh, snap.
He's in the draft.
Oh. Ooh.
Whoa.
Real-time audible. Real-time audible here.
It's about to go down.
Oh, man.
Okay, hold on. Omaha.
See, therapist knows. We even said as soon as we get off of here, he'll jump on.
Yeah. We should have said goodbye an hour ago. Man.
No kidding, man.
It's like he's trolling us. He was probably one of the other viewers on here watching this, just waiting.
Just waiting for us to sign off. Now he's waiting. He's just going to sit there until we actually turn it off.
Yeah, now he's like, oh, crap, they caught me.
Well, guess what? Now that we see you on, we're going to sit here until your clock runs
I'm sitting here now. I'm sitting here. I'm not going anywhere.
I'll be here for
I say that
2 hours and 55 more minutes if I have to.
I would if I could.
And then another 4 for your next pick, you turd.
Man.
Oh,
well,
dude.
This could turn out good. Though this doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, Akash was on last night for 3 hours and then just gave up.
Yeah, he assured us he was going to pick last night.
Yeah.
And then he didn't.
Yeah. I got let down. We got let down for sure. But at that point, I mean, therapist, I think, is out on the East Coast. It would have been like 1:30 a.m., maybe 2 a.m. for him. Probably in bed, like a normal human being.
I wasn't. I was up until 3:30 in the morning chatting with Dom and Smitty on Instagram.
Yeah. And now Smitty, I don't blame you though, because you got to watch. So Smitty, the fantasy football show, has started his own little sitcom.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious.
And it's really funny. He's got 3 episodes out now. I just started episode 2, and I was laughing out loud. It's good. It's good. It's good comedy. It's kind of a mockumentary style, and I find it very humorous. So we'll link to that at some point so that you guys can find that easy. But it's what the Fantasy Football Intern, is that the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so
It's so
Fantasy
funny.
Football Show on YouTube. He also has an Instagram version of it. I'm not sure what that looks like. I haven't looked at that yet, but go check it out. It's pretty funny, especially since the league really dropped off, sucked, and then went away. So check that out. It's really good. The football
Fantasy
therapist
Football
says,
Show. Yeah, Fantasy
what,
Football Show.
yeah,
on
Fantasy
YouTube.
Football Show. He said, I went to sleep as long as Akash said he was going to, or probably as soon as Akash said he was going to pick. I knew it wasn't happening. Yeah, I think you're right, man.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, when Akash is like, "Oh, I promise I'm going to pick tonight," yeah, probably good to call that. Oh, he's not picking tonight. So that's funny.
And then 2 hours later, he came back and said, "Yep, I'm not picking tonight."
So stupid.
Sat on pins and needles for nothing.
It's like, dude, you had hours with Smitty waiting to pick. Like, you had so much time.
Well, we ran into that a little bit with the other draft too. These people that have co-owners, and I've noticed we've had quite a few in this league that have co-owners. They're not all. They don't seem to be as in touch and like on the same page as me and you are. Like we know ahead of time. We know when we're available, stuff like that. They're just like sending out texts hoping for the best, it seems like.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, I don't. It's like they're not communicating all the time. I don't know what's up with my phone over here on Instagram. It's throwing me some weird microphone stuff. I don't know what's going on, but whatevs. Technology, man. Technology is not playing nice.
Oh, you gotta love
with
it.
me. It's crazy.
It's Skynet. It's taken over.
I just hope by the time season starts up that all this technology stuff. I don't really want to buy a new computer just because Macs are freaking expensive.
For real.
So I would rather not have to get another one. But man, it's not playing nice either. Our streaming service here is not playing nice as of late either. I don't know if that's my internet. Shouldn't be. My internet is pretty legit usually.
Yeah, it's just been this last week or so.
Yeah. But I know that they're tweaking our streaming services. I know they're adding new tools and stuff. I almost feel like I should message X Factor and be like, "Hey, are you gonna pick now, or should we stream later?" Like,
yeah.
Did you pop on to do that or nah? So
like he just popped on, so I want to give him some time to like look over who's left in case he just completely didn't pay attention to this round.
Right, like. But you get a notification every time someone's, so you should at least have in your mind who's going. Like, it's like there's no planning. How is there just no planning going on? And these guys have been researching guys for months. You should know how you value people. You should know who's out there. You should come on, fellas.
Basically, they can give an opinion on every player. They just can't pick one.
They can. So it's like a woman. They can give their opinion, but they can't really commit to it. Like,
yeah,
just kidding.
It's like, where do you want to eat? Well, here's the ups and downs of every restaurant, but you pick. Like,
right. And then when they say they don't care, but they really do care.
Yeah,
that's funny. Well, there goes all our woman viewers. So
we didn't have any.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any. Hell, we don't even have really many guy viewers. What are we talking about? So
no.
Well, guys, we were gonna sign off, but here we are waiting. Oh, X Factor, just his green dot disappeared.
I'll bet he clicked over to look at something else for a second. He'll be back.
Big sad.
Yeah. Let's give him a minute just to make sure I'm pretty sure he'll come back. I bet he just clicked off to go look at some rankings or something.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Or maybe his internet shut down or his computer shut off, or let's see what kind of technical difficulties he might have.
Very possible.
Jeez.
Very possible.
Maybe we have the same issues. Man, had the worst luck lately. My AirPods aren't working. I think my AirPods don't work with my computer, Kyle, because my AirPod Pros don't work with my computer because my operating system on my computer, I think I need to upgrade it. So I think that's causing the issues. I think my AirPods are too new for my operating system on my computer because, Apple likes to force you into the newest, latest thing, whatever makes them money.
Yeah.
So
they're bullies, man.
I mean, granted, the operating system doesn't cost anything to upgrade. I'm just afraid of the things it'll mess with on my computer if I do it. My computer's older, so it's like a 2014. It's 2014, so I don't know.
You can hear the noon siren. We started doing that in Shawnee now too.
Oh yeah. So yeah, ours is going off here. The tornado sirens at noon. Being in Oklahoma. They test at Saturday at noon. The tornado sirens are tested. So that's how you know it's noon on a Saturday. We got tornado alarms being tested. So I've been around people when they start going off that aren't from Oklahoma, and they're just like, "What is going on?" It's like, is a missile incoming? What the heck is going on? No.
Russia's attacking Oklahoma.
They're like, it's clear skies. What do you mean a tornado? And no. They're just testing them. So that's pretty funny. Oh, there goes Julio Jones and Mike Evans. Okay.
Ooh, I didn't see a double receiver. Okay.
I am not surprised by the double receiver as much as I am the Julio Jones. I mean, we talked about him taking Julio if he wanted like a win now roster. Seems to be his approach. I think he's going with this win now approach.
Yeah, I didn't see both going right there.
Yeah, surprise. That's interesting. His team's looking good. I'll give him that. Maybe not in the piggy bank. So, yeah, that team though for this year. Yeah, that's a good team for this year for sure, and maybe next year, or most likely next year too, with Julio. But ouch. Okay. Well, that's looking pretty good. That's a win now approach, though. Okay. And so now we have to talk about our pick.
We're back on the clock.
Okay. Oh, I think I got kicked off of Instagram.
Yeah, I had to back out and go back in because it froze.
Just checking my connection here.
It keeps buffering, so something's going on.
Yeah, I'm not connected anymore. I think it times out after a certain amount of time. Okay, I'm going to go with this. Hold on. I'm going to get this set back up on here. Oh, come on, man. You'd think I'd learn how I didn't expect to be on here so long. I'm going to go with part 2.
Part 2?
Add the title. Let's go live. Checking my connection. Probably.
I agree with your therapist. It'll be real interesting to see what happens with Julio.
Dude, this ain't letting me go live over here on. Oh, here we go. Now we're live again. Cool. We got part 2, but it's not picking up well. I think my phone's having some issues. Cool.
Phone's struggling a bit.
I think so.
I'm not showing live.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. And it didn't even give me the option to save my last one, so we probably lost that completely.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Instagram.
Yeah, not a fan there of what's going on. Cool. Well, I'm gonna try to go live over there again anyways. That's really sad. I think we just lost that hour-long video. Instagram just kind of screwed us, I feel like.
Well, at least we still got it on YouTube.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to add that title, try to go live over here. Okay, we're live again. Unfortunately, I think we just missed that last hour, so that's really sad.
Maybe it'll show back up.
Cool. Okay, I'm back live over on Instagram now. So let's see.
Oh, you don't have your... Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, so it says, football therapist says, if Julio gets traded to a rough situation, it could be interesting. No, I agree there.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially at that age and stuff, or with a lesser quarterback, less chemistry, less throwing ability.
You just never know. If he gets traded to Baltimore, he ain't gonna do crap, right? Like he won't get traded to Baltimore. They just drafted a couple of receivers, but you see my point, though.
But what if he goes like, to the Lions or something like that? I mean,
yeah, that would be a pretty bad blow, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look at our strategy here. We have running back, tight end, wide receiver.
Evans was one of the guys that we were considering here. So now that he's gone,
Evans was kind of on the top of our list there.
So I think we don't have a receiver that we want to take here, if I'm correct.
Let me click over here to wide receiver. I'm not high enough on any of these guys to take them here.
No, we're higher on guys at other positions. So
let me look at tight end. Still no. Okay.
Still no.
So looking QB running back, kind of.
So click on QB. I know we were considering Dak to do our own stack, right? Dak Cooper.
Yep.
But
and Dak is still, he just signed a new contract. He's only 27. Does really well with Cooper. Kind of a sexy situation. Rushes for some touchdowns. Really he rushes for some touchdowns, which is really good. His rushing attempts here, look at Atlanta, he rushed for 3 touchdowns. Like, he doesn't rush for touchdowns all the time, but he gets some good rushing yards in there too, which is nice. Let's see, Herbert on his rushing. Yeah, I mean, he had 3 rushing for 5 rushing touchdowns throughout the year, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, I feel like he has a similar play style to like Josh Allen, where he'll run one in every now and then, but not like consistently.
Right. Lamar Jackson rushing.
Lamar Jackson is like a running back and a quarterback in one.
7. I mean, he had 7 rushing touchdowns last year, but look at these rushing yards. Jeez, Pete.
Yeah, he's like another running back, basically.
That's sick, man. Can he keep it up through the years?
I would say probably not. I mean, they just drafted 2 receivers. I want to say they really want to get him throwing more.
Well, they said, look, offensive coordinator Greg Roman says the Ravens have built a more balanced attack around Jackson after adding, these 2 wide receivers.
A couple of receivers, hand the ball to Dobbins and Gus Edwards more, quit letting Lamar run so much.
Yeah. It's the other way around, with Jackson among players expressing frustration at the increasing predictability nature of Baltimore's offense. So,
yeah, they're going to start.
But they traded Orlando Brown, which isn't great. So, I don't know how that goes. But a lot of his
he's
rushing,
not for us though. Anyways,
no,
I'm not even thinking about Lamar Jackson.
Even with those rushing attempts and stuff.
Yeah, I feel a lot safer with a Dak Prescott or a Justin Herbert if we're going to go quarterback.
Actually. Yeah, because I just don't know how long this can last. How many of these type of running backs have we seen boom and then bust?
Yeah.
RG3, a good example of something like that. I know that's one example, but Kaepernick, yep. So, I mean, that happens.
It does.
When they don't have a great passing to fall back on, that can easily happen. What's up, Fantasy Detectives? So, yeah. Okay, so Dak Prescott is our quarterback of choice at this time. Now, let's look at running backs really quick. Here's some running back options right now for us.
Yeah.
Because remember, it's one running back and then a flex. So this person could go in our flex too and be a good backup on bye weeks and in case of injury.
Yeah, so we were just kind of talking about Josh Jacobs a little bit. I know another one that we're really high on here is Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
And again, we don't know enough about Myles Gaskin really, other than everyone was expecting them to take a running back early, and it just doesn't seem that there's enough trust in him to be a long-term, maybe this year, but not long-term is what it's seeming like.
Yeah.
So that might be a good win now situation, but long-term, no.
Yeah.
And then
And we
beyond that,
can,
I don't feel comfortable drafting any of these other guys past here.
uh-uh.
So
No,
for
and we talked about Miles Sanders, why we don't like him. So for me, it's
multiple
like
reasons.
it's either we take Dak, Jacobs, or Hunt.
Yeah,
So
those are my three.
basically, we need to discuss the differences between Hunt and Jacobs and see which one we like better, and then
And then
determine if
decide
that
what
would be a
position.
smarter play over Dak.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, both of them are in timeshares right now. Jacob's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
and then Hunt also technically number 2. So let's look in here though, but he gets some good receptions in a
He's only
PPR. That's pretty.
25. He's 25, and he's been a workhorse before. We know he can handle it.
Yep.
He did it in Kansas City before. We'll call it the incident. So he can be. He's got a year left on his contract. So one more year in Cleveland, and then he could end up a workhorse starter for some other team next year. And then we've got, whereas Jacobs went from workhorse to now he's probably going to be sharing with Kenyon Drake. And for how long? You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm going to look up here with Chubb. He was out from week 5 through 8. Okay, let's look at Kareem Hunt here. Weeks 5 through 8. I mean, he had 2 good games and 2 bad games. I mean, so not really a thing there. So let's see. With Chubb, which would be, I mean, here at the beginning, he did pretty well, double digits all the way through. Then starting 5 through 8 is where he was all alone as Chubb was hurt. And he came back, and it's a big mix here. I mean,
it is. And I mean,
double,
our
single,
second,
single, double, single digit, It's a mixed bag.
it is, and it's a full PPR, so you got to keep that in mind. He's obviously the receiving back. But you've also got to look at, like, at this point in the draft, when you're looking at what's available at running back and look at his age, his experience, and his potential going forward, most likely after Cleveland, because next year Chubb and Hunt are both going to be contracts up. Like, they're not going to be able to sign both of them. There's no way.
Right.
And I think Hunt will be – I think they'll invest in Chubb and let Hunt walk. So he could end up somewhere where he's a workhorse. And, I mean, he could also land somewhere where he's strictly a receiving back and doesn't get near the workload he had in Cleveland. So there's a gamble there still. But I feel like Jacobs is kind of on the reverse trajectory where he's going to get less carries going forward instead of potentially more like Hunt.
I mean, is Kenyon Drake really good enough to take much from Jacobs?
Was he good enough to take so much work from Edmonds? No.
I mean, really, he took away from David Johnson and then just got his chance, and then Edmonds. They were always kind of a little bit of a split there, you know what I mean? Drake had his chance. Now Edmonds took him over, and
I don't think they bring Drake over to sit the bench.
Well, not to sit the bench, but even if he takes, a few attempts from him, this volume is so high.
I think
I don't know if he's taken
a game, and then Jacobs will get about 15 or so. Jacobs will still be useful, but he's going to lose some work. And
he's going to lose some work.
And I feel like his skill base, like his talent level, without the volume, he's not going to be very productive, fantasy point wise, for us.
Yeah,
he needs that work to get any kind of points built up.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think he's good enough without that workload to get any like real significant points. I think him and Hunt actually end up, probably scoring pretty similar next year.
Yeah.
But I think Hunt has more potential long term.
Just trying to see how they're ranked over here. Josh Jacobs is
59.
44. You said 59? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, honestly, rankings at this point for me don't do much unless you're using the trade analyzer on Fantasy Pros.
Right.
So
the trick is, do we think that one of them. I think for me, I'd prefer Hunt.
He's
But
safer. I feel like he's safer.
is it worth taking him over grabbing Dak and having a top 5 quarterback for years?
Yeah. So I have two arguments here. So to me, I think running back is so shallow, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if you get a chance at one, maybe take it. Whereas quarterback is much deeper. I'd be comfortable with grabbing a rookie quarterback later on with a veteran, like we did in our other dynasty league, where you can grab a rookie and a veteran, and maybe the rookie pays off. And if it doesn't, like, you can always grab a rookie next year. God, I lost Instagram again. It is not liking me, man. I don't know what's going on over there.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's not doing good at all. Because it's not even letting me like save those to our IGTVs or anything. Nah, I think Instagram's done with me.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's cutting off big time. I don't know what's going on. Man, that'll really throw you off.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. I connect it to my Wi-Fi, but my phone seems to be having some issues. It's flashing in and out and doing some weird stuff. So, anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so our other strategy in our other dynasty league was to grab, a young one and then a veteran, because we have deep benches, right? And then opportunities for rookie quarterbacks come up every year. There's always that rookie quarterback. Next year could be Spencer Rattler, coming out of OU somewhere, So it's very possible. Granted, we're going to do so good this year that we're not going to have one of those top picks next year in the rookie draft, So do we look for that in the future? You can get like we took Matt Stafford in our other one. Okay, well, he's got a couple years left under his belt. And then we took Mond and Trey Lance and stuff. So he can cover while those other guys develop, So do we go same strategy here? Or do we switch it up a little bit and say, the heck with it. We want one of these top, for sure guaranteed top quarterbacks and just go for it. A little bit different strategy. Have some fun with it. I don't know.
It's tough. Being one running back might be worth it.
But also you need a strong flex. You need a strong cover on your bye weeks. You need a strong cover in case of injury. If Swift goes down and gets injured and then you don't have a running back to cover for him, now you don't have a running back, And if we're taking this depth now, someone else won't have that depth later.
Like, you make a good point. Like, it goes against what I would normally do. But let's get the Dak Cooper stack and just see what happens.
In the name of charity.
I honestly think either one's a good pick.
I mean, the points that Dak was putting up last year it was sick, man. It was sick before he got hurt.
But, like, why not try it?
I'm down for it, dude. You want to do it? Lock it in, Dak?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
lock it in.
It's a different strategy than we would typically do. We typically wouldn't take a quarterback until, like, maybe round 9 or 10 in a 16 team, right? Like, we wouldn't even be looking at it until down here. Yeah. We just don't value quarterback that much. But
typically. But let's try something different.
Okay, I'm down with it, man. Let's start a quarterback run. Cool. Dak Prescott it is, man. I'm so happy with that.
Let's just do something different. We got a top guy at every position now.
Yes. Yeah, I'm
really
happy.
Now we just stock up on running backs and receivers as they fall and start filling up flex spots.
Yep. So I expect Joe Burrow to go right here so he can have the Burrow-Higgins stack. It seems to be a thing. So let's continue the stacking. Actually, Joe Burrow is actually not probably a bad pick here either.
I wouldn't take him over Herbert here, though.
No, I wouldn't take him over Herbert, but also like he does
But
pretty
again,
good.
but
He's
again,
got
it
look at
comes
his
down.
rushing.
But
He
again, it
does
comes
some
down to
rushing too.
personal. It comes down to personal preference and whether you want that stack. You know, what I mean, like,
Yeah,
it comes down to a lot of things. But
yeah,
I'm really happy to have that Dak Cooper stack right there.
yeah. I'm not happy with my Instagram right now. It's not being nice to me, and that makes me really sad. Big sad right there. Not happy with that. We just lost all of our videos and stuff within.
Yeah, that's pretty disappointing.
Not happy. So
They're Instagram's kind of crapping the bed on us.
yeah, I'm not.
So is Melon over here on the other stream last week or so. So, like, I don't know if everybody's just tweaking and updating all their crap at once and messing us over or what's going on. But
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Stop
I'm
it.
not 100% happy with it either.
Yeah,
Melon, I
just
think, is messing with stuff, and I think it's messing with their technology a little bit. So I'm not super happy about that.
yeah.
Cool. I like that pick. I think we did well with it. I like going a little bit different strategy. Being a Cowboys fan, I'm pumped to have Prescott and Cooper together. I think that's going to be
Same.
so much fun. So I'm happy with that for sure. Football therapist, I'm curious to see what he does here. He's got two really good young wide receivers, a really good young running back. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what he'll do. I could see Herbert going here actually.
Yeah, I think Herbert
Another
or another.
really
I could
talented
see
guy.
Hunt or Jacobs, who we just talked about, also possibly going here if he wants a second running back.
He seems to be going young, useful now talent. Yeah. So I could see Herbert or, well, you're right, Hunt or Jacobs, I suppose. That's hard to say.
It is. It is hard to say. You just don't know.
But his team seems to be built off of
T. Higgins pick coming either. So I just
no. So it looks to be a young, useful now type approach here. Pretty consistently so far.
Maybe he grabs Devontae Smith and grabs another receiver.
Could. Depends on how young he wants to go. And depends on if he's worried about Devontae Smith getting snapped in half.
True. Kid's a twig. He skipped leg day.
Yeah, he is so small, scrawny, you know.
He's no Tutu Atwell. Let's not get that carried away. But
right. But also, he survived college. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But he's an Eagle, so he's dead to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree on that. So, okay. Well, I have a feeling that Football Therapist will go fast here. Let's watch his pick really quick. And then I'm going to pop off of here. Got to go get ready to go to Mother's Day lunch with my mother-in-law, and then meeting my brother-in-law's girlfriend. So for the
You'll
first
have to give
time,
me the inside scoop on that.
Yeah. So they've been together for over a year now, and we're finally getting to meet. Yeah. They've been together for a long time, and just getting to meet her just because COVID, and then they live 3 hours away, things of that sort. So it's
I didn't think it had been that long. That's crazy. Okay.
First time. Yeah. So excited about that. More excited about the place we're eating. The place we're going to is incredible, and they have my favorite drink.
Where y'all
going to Jones Assembly, and they have their version of the old fashioned, and it's the best old fashioned you can get.
I have no idea where that is.
That's just downtown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been there.
Yep. So it's on the outskirts of downtown there, by 21C Hotel. It's like connected to that kind of. So just so people know, they took an old Ford factory in downtown Oklahoma City and turned it into a hotel. And then another part of it is, so it's the Fred Jones Ford factory or something like that. Part of it is a 21C hotel. and then
Which is really cool.
art
hotel.
museum and hotel, and then
It's a really cool hotel.
and then another part of it is a restaurant called the Jones Assembly, because it was the Fred Jones Ford car factory, and so it's all kind of themed that way and stuff, and it's so cool. It's like this modern industrial super fancy type thing, and the hotel's awesome. The restaurant is incredible. Trying to get a reservation for today was so hard, so we're having lunch at 2:15 because it was the only time you could get in that they had left. So, and that was after somebody canceled. Somebody had it. We got on a waiting list and then got it. So,
the hostess at the restaurant was like, "We can get you in at 2:15."
Yeah, every time you go in, it's like, sure, we'll put you on the waiting list. It's going to be 2 hours. And it's like, oh, okay. So it's just a popular place. It's really good. Yeah. So, yeah. And it's really cool because it's also a music venue, and they take like all of the booths and tables and stuff. They just push it underneath the stage. And there's actually 2 stages it's actually connected, but it goes through the wall. So it's like, there's an indoor and outdoor stage, but it's actually one stage. If you pull the curtain back, it's going to be one stage. So the performers can go inside and outside during the performance. The whole side wall opens up with garage doors, so it connects the inside and outside. And it's one of the coolest places I've ever been. It's fantastic.
So is that the place you were saying the food last night reminded you of? Or was that a different place?
No, that was a different place.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. No, they're kind of their own little thing there, but yeah, it's cool. I thought the football therapist was going to go here. See, I told you he takes a long time on his picks. It's been almost 8 minutes.
I don't think he's even on our YouTube deal anymore, is he?
He probably is. Maybe in another window, he's probably stopped listening to us. I would if I was him. But,
probably.
I don't know if we can fill any more time.
It's
I feel
only
like
been
we're
8
wasting
minutes,
people's time.
but honestly, I say we go ahead and cut it off here with our pick.
I agree.
Then we'll just recap.
Yep. I agree.
Probably Monday. Like if it's tomorrow, like I'm going to mom's tomorrow, like afternoon, evening. So if it's up tomorrow, we probably still won't stream till Monday anyways.
Yeah, it'll probably be Monday before we stream again.
So we'll come back Monday. We'll recap everything that happened. Even if we have to pick before we can stream, we'll still recap it and kind of go through a thought process.
Totally.
On those picks. So yeah, I say we go ahead and cut it off. You need to go get around and get ready. I need to get some lunch in me.
I've got to wait another 2 hours for lunch.
Yikes. Well,
I get a little snacky snack in. Happy Mother's Day, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you on Monday.
Yep. See y'all next time.
Bye.